So it is Mother's Day 2017. It's Sunday, of course, and it's actually a day that I do everything possible to not go to church. Mother's Day is one of those hard days for me. The last few years have started to get hard for Blake on Father's Day, and Mother's Day has just always been one of those for me. I wanted to share a memory of my first Mother's Day. As you guys know, we had two of the most amazing kids ever through foster care. Our little P&G, we love you guys and miss you so much. I don't think they get to watch these, but
you pretend.
Yeah, we love them and think about them all the time. But the second time we had the kids, it just happened to fall when around Mother's Day, and our little guy was in school, and they were getting things together in school for their moms, like for, you know, little things that they make at school for their moms, and I thought it was going to be for his biological mom at the time. And he came home from school so excited and had Mother's Day stuff for me. Heck, why am I gonna cry?
For you.
It was for me. And I asked him, are you sure this isn't for your mom? He's like, no. He was very adamant, this is for you. And it was the sweetest thing. He couldn't even wait for Sunday. Like, he came home from school and was like, open it, open it, open it. And it was so sweet. So, you know, there's like the little plant that has, you know, his face in the flower and everything, and says, I love you. And so a story to kind of preface this, the kids are just incredible, but I could tell our little guy was having a hard time. He just was picking on his sister a lot, and he was just ornery and just struggling, and I could tell that he really just needed some one-on-one time without having his sister there to, not like competition or anything. He just needed to not have sister there all the time. So I asked him earlier in the week, I was like, hey, what are you doing this Friday? And he looked at me confused, like, I don't know, what am I doing? And I asked him, I said, would you like to go on a date with me? And his cute face, he just blushed. His face got all red, and he's like, okay. So Blake and our little girl did like a daddy-daughter kind of hangout evening together, and our little guy and I took him out on a special date. And like, we made it like an official date. Like, we came and, okay, let's go. We got all ready, and we took him out. I took him to Red Robin, and it was really fun because he was 6 at the time. And we went over there, and it's a great place to play I Spy because there's pictures all through the restaurant. So we would play I Spy throughout the whole dinner. And then afterwards they took him over and we went and played laser tag. Our little guy had never played it, and it was so cute because like those packs they put on were just as big as he was, and the gun, the little laser tag gun, was so big, and it was so much fun. Like, he just wouldn't leave my side, and you know, we were just little pals, got each other's backs, and we had the best time. It was so much fun. And so when it was done, we went home, and I was like, hey, are you gonna walk me to the door? He looked at me like, I have to carry you? I was like, no, you just walk me to the door. We walked to the door together. So we get to the porch, and we're at the porch, and I was like, so do I get a kiss goodnight? And he looked at me just like so embarrassed, like, I have to kiss you? And I was like, oh, you're right, it's the first date. Just give me a hug. But it was so much fun. I couldn't help it, but just had the best time. And you could tell that he needed this so bad, and it really just changed his attitude, and really made him feel special that he just had some one-on-one time, and he got to kind of rejuvenate and just have fun. And forget the stress, because he's such an old soul, this sweet boy. The weight, you can just tell the weight of the world is always on his shoulders, and so it was really fun to just help him get out there and just be a kid. And so that was really, really special to me, and then I didn't even realize how much it meant to him until this Mother's Day that I had. And so he made this picture thing, and it had a flower with all these petals, and in the middle it says, "I love you because," and then each petal has a reason. And they were so sweet. He had written in all these reasons why he loved me. And one of them on there said, "Best date ever." Which was just the sweetest thing.
I'll always remember that.
I just love these kids so much. But that Mother's Day was so precious to me. It is the one and only Mother's Day I've ever had. I absolutely loved having these kids, and something I didn't expect doing foster care was we pretty much adopted the kids' family. Their grandparents that live out of state, we love them so much. They have become family. Whenever the kids had birthdays, it was so fun to email them or text them pictures of the kids or say, "Here's the plans," and they were so much a part of everything. Excuse me. It was so fun to feel like I had these incredible in-laws that were so much a part of our kids' lives. It was a dream. It was an absolute dream having these kids. I've never been happier in all my life than when we had those kids. And not just the kids' grandparents, but their aunts. I love them. I have yet to meet these aunts in person, and I can't wait for that day because I just want to give them the biggest hug and tell them how much I love them. But they were a huge support when we had the kids. They would send pajamas and clothes and just sweet cards, and even now that the kids are gone, we still keep in touch, and they're still such a sweet support. They are family. They became our family. And I couldn't even believe it, you guys. That Mother's Day, the grandparents and these aunts, they sent me a beautiful purse for Mother's Day. It's the one I carry all the time. Had it for years and years now, but it is so precious to me, and I think of them all the time, and I think of this Mother's Day that I had with those kids, and it's just the most precious day I have ever had. Along with that, my mom gave me this locket that Mother's Day. And in this locket is a picture of those kids. I have our little boy on one side and our little girl on the other. And if you guys know the song from Tarzan, with the song "You'll Be in My Heart" from Tarzan, I cannot hear that song without crying, because I'd play it for those kids all the time, and I tell them all the time they're in my heart. Always. I have been lucky enough that even though I don't have kids of my own, I have been lucky enough to have a Mother's Day. It is, hi Dash, it's the sweetest gift I have ever had. It's hard not to always have that, to know what it is to be a mom. Those kids mean the world to me because they made me a mom. I remember people say, I was told before, just get some other foster kids and move on. it doesn't work like that. My mom told me once upon a time that in our family there is a place for every person in your family. When my oldest brother went down to southern Utah for college, my mom and I cried all the way home because all of a sudden my brother wasn't there anymore and just already missed him, and we cried all the way home. And I think it was my uncle told my mom, you know, what is it, one kid is gone, you still have 4 others, and he's like, you know, one of ours is gone and that's half of our family because we only have 2, and you know, what are you crying about, you still have 4 other kids. Well, the truth is there is a place in your family that is there for you. Nobody can ever take that place, and when you're not there, it's felt, it's empty. And when my brother was gone to college, he wasn't at the house, and sure, there's like 4 of us other kids, but he wasn't there, and we could feel it. And that's how it is with these kids, that they filled the biggest emptiness in my heart. And when they're not here, that place is empty. That hole in my heart is empty, and nothing can replace them. Sure, there can be more kids in our lives, and there'll be a place for those kids, but no one could ever replace our P&G that we had. Yeah. So I've just been reminiscing a lot this Mother's Day about the one and only Mother's Day that I've had, and how precious that is to me, and I cherish that with all my heart. Anyway, just I just think a lot about some of my sweet friends who have had babies and they became angel babies, and how they're, you know, they've been told, and you hear people say, well, just have another baby. It doesn't work that way. Nothing will ever take the place of your sweet angel. And yes, there can always be room for more love and another baby in your life, but nothing ever takes the place of that one or 2 or however many come into your life. I watched Cute Kitka's vlog the other day about Mother's Day and her feelings about that, and oh my gosh, she is just like, she says everything that I have ever felt and sometimes still feel, and she says it so perfectly. But so the best thing I know to do is I remember and cherish, and I wear my kids in my heart, and I remember my mom and my grandma, and that's how I get through Mother's Day. And I don't go to church because I just can't. That's how I get through Mother's Day.
That's okay.
But it is even hard for me to say Happy Mother's Day. Even for my mom, we give her stuff even 2 weeks before Mother's Day.
We did a little early.
We did, just because the day of is just hard. It's, you know, and sometimes people wish you a Mother's Day because you could potentially be a mother, and that's hard too because I'm just not.
I've tried.
And so sometimes it's hard to hear it, but the thing of it is we excuse me. The thing of it is we know that those comments of wishing us a happy Mother's Day, a future, you know, hoping that us potential mothers, you know, will have a good Mother's Day, we know that they come from a good place. And even if it's hard to hear, sometimes we know it's meant well, and we appreciate that, and appreciate that anybody would even think of us on a day like today. coming from someone who knows how difficult a Mother's Day could be with empty arms. We just want to wish you a very happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody.